babes, welcome to my channel. I'm Maria, aka Agape Love Girl. Thank you so much for joining me today. I'm so very excited because I'm back with another face off challenge, and I'm going to be using the Slush palette. This palette is so beautiful, it's so pigmented, and I've been wanting to get more use out of it, so I'm so excited to be doing this collab and face off challenge with this palette. For those who don't know what a face off challenge is, it was created by Danielle Schmidt here on YouTube, and she recently made a comeback, yay! So I'll link her channel as I always do, but it's basically almost like the palette bingo challenge, only it's with two people facing off. You're gonna randomly choose 5 shadows from a palette. You each use the same exact shades to create a look, and it's really fun because you get to see 2 different people, 2 styles of makeup, do a look with the same 5 shadows. Now, I am really excited, especially today as well, because I'm doing this collab with Alexandria of Eyes of Alexandria here on YouTube. She also goes by Makeup by AK, I believe, on Instagram. And I will have her channel linked in the eye as well as in the description box. I'll link her Instagram page as well. Alexandria is someone I've talked about quite a few times on my channel, actually. I think she's just so creative with her eye looks and just her videos in general. I've said this before, and I actually have a random story to share with you guys about Alexandria that she probably doesn't even know, and it might make me seem super weird. I actually first discovered her through the What's Up in Makeup group on Facebook. A long time ago, she had shared this makeup look, and a lot of the time when she would share makeup looks, I noticed after I saw this one, she always had these creative looks. They weren't like your typical looks, not even just with color, but with placement. The way she placed color, it was something I'd never really seen before, and I just found it really interesting. And I screenshotted one of her looks, and I had thought like maybe I'd try to recreate the look or do something similar, just what she did with color. I'm going to show you a picture, I'll put it on the screen. And then if I recreated it, I was of course going to credit her. And so because of that, I actually did a little bit of, like, it makes me feel so weird, like a little bit of a like stalking. So I did go to her page from the makeup group, and just to see if she had a YouTube channel or anything like that. And I can't remember if she actually had her YouTube channel listed or if she even had a channel at that time. I'm not quite sure, but somehow I did manage to find her YouTube channel, and she was fairly new, and I subscribed to her right away, and I just fell in love with her content, and I just really loved her creativity. But anyways, the look was something that I don't even think I've ever seen anybody do, either here on YouTube or even on Instagram. She's the only person I've ever seen do this, and I just thought it looked so cool and so unique. Basically, she did an eye look, and instead of doing it like reverse, like, you know, we do an eye look and then you do it this side and it just matches, but it's more like a mirror image of it. She did it in the way that it was like the same on both eyes. So you're gonna see in the picture, she's got, it's like a green or a yellow chartreuse color with purple. So it's the same on both eyes. I don't know, there's something about that I was like, that is so neat. I love the way that looked, and I thought it looked so cool. I really want to try it. I never ended up trying it, but one of these days maybe I will. But yeah, so I had to share that story really quick before we got into it. So hopefully, Alexandria, you don't think I'm super weird and like creepy for doing that, but I just had to share that story. I thought it was funny. Anyway, so I was the one who randomly picked the colors for us. I just used random number generator and picked 5 random colors. So the colors that we got are Cherry Limeade, Blue Lagoon, Banana, Sour Apple, and Dark Cherry. It's a really pretty, very actually cohesive, kind of rainbowy palette, something I was really excited about. And I actually did know this color story for quite a while, so I've had some time to think about what I want to do, and there's just so many different looks you could create with this, but I have a good idea about what I'm going to do for this look, and I'm really excited just to go ahead and get into it. Alright, so while I do think these colors are actually really pigmented and don't need much help at all, I'm still going to kind of prime my eyes a little bit just to create a more even base, since I do have such dark circles, and I just want a kind of a blank canvas for these shadows to apply. So I'm just using my Pure Love Your Selfie little mini foundation. This is the shade Light Golden 6. That foundation is seriously amazing. I mean, just look how well that conceals my dark circles in my eyes. I'm blown away. Anyways, I'm gonna go ahead and start off with the shade Sour Apple, and I'm just gonna start applying that pretty heavily into my crease. And I'm kind of just gonna be doing some stamping motions, just patting it on, and I think I'm gonna do like a kind of rounded shape, but also slightly winged out, just a touch. So you kind of see the shape I'm developing. It's a little bit more rounded than some other looks where I kind of really wing it out, but it has a little bit of a, you know, cat eye effect there. Now that I've got most of the color on there, I'm just going to do a little bit of blending, but not much because I'm going to blend later with a lighter color. The brush I'm using, if anybody's curious, is the Smith 230. So it's kind of like a round blending brush, but it's not too big. It's just like the perfect size. I just want to make sure I have this up decently high because I am going to do kind of a cut crease. Well, not kind of. I'm pretty sure I'm going to do a cut crease, like in the traditional sense. At least I'm going to try, because I feel like I usually suck at that type of like actually cutting the crease. I kind of think for what I want to go for that I would like to actually do a kind of cut crease. So next up I'm going to go into the shade Banana with this tiny little blender. This is from Morphe. It's similar to the one I always use from Stilazzi, only this one is a synthetic brush, but it's the M562. And with this, I'm just going to blend right above where I placed Sour Apple. I want to do it very, very careful and small because I want it to blend in with Sour Apple, like just enough to where it like has a little bit of a gradient, but I also don't want to blend too much to where I lose the color Banana. I want that yellow to show. So I think I'm just gonna kind of dot it on like I did with the green shade, but then slightly blend. And just do one of those like tickling the edges as Bex from Bubbly Bex Beauty would say. And I am going to be bringing this quite high up, as you can tell. It's going to be a pretty dramatic look. I feel like with this color scheme that we got, like you kind of can't help but do something a little bit dramatic. It's very much so like going to be a rainbow look. It's a rainbow color palette. And this palette is just so beautiful and vibrant, so gotta go dramatic. Well, I guess you don't have to. You could do more subtle looks too. I'm really excited to see what Alexandria is going to do. Like I said, she's just so creative with color, like in a way that I haven't seen a lot of people do. I know there's a lot of people who are very creative with color, but I feel like she just has this, she has such a creativity to her that it's just, I love it. I'm like fascinated by the way she thinks about color. She's very, very talented in that aspect, so I'm very excited to see what she comes up with. All right, I like that. And this green, like I'm not on camera, on the viewfinder, it's looking almost like a tealy aqua green. And it kind of is, but kind of isn't. It is, I feel like, more of a blue based green, but it's a lot more green in person than I think it's looking on camera. But once you add that yellow in, as you can see, it brings it to more of a green, and I really like the way that looks. So it's kind of like a little bit of a gradient from that like blue green look of the original shadow color to like more of a green than yellow. So I really love the way that's looking. All right, now just because I want a little bit more of a blend, I'm gonna go in with this fluffier brush from Smith. It's the 232, so it's quite a bit fluffier. And I'm just gonna kind of run that over very, very lightly, just to for a little extra blend, you know. I'm kind of feeling like this side looks a little bit better than this side. Like I feel like maybe I need to bring up that Sour Apple just a little bit more. I think I'm going to do that. So what have you guys been thinking about these face-off challenges? I love doing them. I'm having so much fun doing them. I'm having so much fun doing more palette bingos, using more of my palettes and shadows, and just getting more creative with looks. And I feel like it really helps get me out of like that rut of not knowing what to do, because with a palette bingo, it's like you don't necessarily have to know what to do, because you kind of find out randomly and then you just go from there. Oh, and I've been thinking about another idea that I think would be a really fun challenge, and I need to think of a good name for it. And I don't know if I've seen anybody else do this kind of challenge. If there has been people who've done this, let me know. I'm out of the loop, I guess, but I think this will be a new idea for a makeup challenge. So you guys let me know if you think it's a good idea. I think it'll be a good idea because I think it'll help me to use even more of my shadows, and other people if they decide to do the challenge. I'm thinking of calling it the Overlooked Eyeshadow Challenge. You try to create a look with any eyeshadows that you have not used at all from a palette, and you only use those shadows to create a look. Like for example, and I was thinking about this, I thought about this a while ago, but I was thinking about it again just because I'm looking at this palette and I've used it a couple times. You can see it's well used, but there's still like several shades in here that I have not even touched. A couple that maybe I've just swatched but not actually used in the eyes, but there's some that still look absolutely perfect in the pan because I have not even used them. And I was thinking, like, I don't know if they'd be shadows that I would use because obviously I'm not gravitating towards them. But what if I made a challenge to only use the shadows from a palette that I have not used at all? And so I think that would be a challenge. Obviously it would be fun. You would come up with kind of a creative and maybe crazy look. So what do you guys think of that? I think I want to try to attempt that, like maybe with this palette or other palettes, because it's not just this palette. There are other palettes I have where I've used other colors, but there are always a few shadows in a palette where you don't use them at all, like whatsoever. And so to create a challenge to use those shadows, I think would be really, really fun. So that's something I've been kind of thinking about. So you guys let me know what you think of that. I think it'll be really, really fun. I think here is where I'm gonna do the cut crease kind of a thing, but I think I want to do a little bit of cleanup because I am going to use this new primer that I got. It's the Anastasia eye primer. I talked about this in the makeup products I want but probably won't buy video, and I didn't think I would buy it, but I saw that there was a mini one available. I think this was just $13, and I was like, that's a decent amount for $13, and you know, I don't need like a full-size eyeshadow primer, so I was really curious to give it a try. So I'm going to use this. I have used it a couple times and I don't love it. I don't think it's quite what I thought it would be, and it is a little bit messy. Like, you probably can't tell, but every time I open it up, like so much just oozes out without me even having to squeeze it. It just oozes out, and so it kind of makes a mess. And I thought it would like help the shadows stick a little bit better, but it's kind of more dry, so it doesn't, I don't know. But I'm gonna use it. I do think that I want to kind of clean up some of this green, just so it doesn't muddy the look at all. So I do have like this little pointed Q-tip, and I'm just gonna grab some micellar water on it just to kind of clean up a little bit before I go in with primer and cut my crease. I do have so much down here. Alright, now that my lids are a little bit cleaner, I'm going to go in with that Anastasia primer. I'm going to try to squeeze a little bit at the base of my lid and then like look up to do that kind of cut crease technique. I always see Bex doing it, and I feel like it's kind of smart to like help you figure out where you're, oh god, that's so much. Like, I'm not even squeezing anything out and there it goes. That. I'm going to take this tiny little flat brush to blend that over my lid. I'm not sure if you could tell, but you could kind of see, I feel like how kind of like dry and patchy this primer is. Like, it's just not what I was expecting. Like, probably just would have been better with like concealer, but I don't know, it's a primer. That's what this is kind of supposed to be used for, right? I don't know. So now I'm going to move on to, I think I'm going to put Cherry Limeade, which is this one right here on the front of my lid. I want to try to do a gradient. I think that'll be the lighter of the two between, well, no, this one looks a little bit lighter, but I think it would have been nicer if we got like a brighter one, like a pink like this with the purple or something. but I think I want to go in with Cherry Limeade first on the inner part of my lid. I'm just going to be taking this flat lip, I'm pretty sure it's a lip brush. I say this all the time that I think it's a lip brush. I'm pretty sure it is. It's from Morphe. It's their M107-6. And I'm just going to start applying that to the inner portion of my lid. I love how pigmented these shadows are. Well, yes, I do have that primer down too, you know, that helps it a little bit. I feel like that primer is so dry, it's not really helping anything. Because I've used these shadows without any primer in it. They work amazingly. I just wanted a little bit more of a whiter base, so I didn't have like any kind of muddying situation with the green that was there. Okay, I think just using that same brush, I'm just going to wipe it off on this towel I have down here. And then I'm going to go in to Dark Cherry and bring that right next to it. I kind of do think this one's a little bit lighter, but I think that's fine. They almost look like so similar though. I am going to do the blue next, and I really just wanted the purple next to the blue, but yeah, I don't know if this is going to look weird with such a darker color on the inner corner and then this on the outer, but you know, whatever. That's a cool gradient, I think, though. Alright, now I'm going to go in with this same brush. Well, it's a different brush because I don't want to contaminate, but it's the same type of brush, the M107-6 with the shade Blue Lagoon, and I'm going to be placing that right next to Dark Cherry. And what's really wonderful about this palette and these shadows is that, like, the mattes for one perform so beautifully, but so do the shimmers. The metallic shades in here, like, they don't need any help. Like, as you know, like, I barely have any left of that primer that I put down, and yet look at how beautiful this is going on. Like, so pigmented, so gorgeous. Okay, I want to just kind of slowly start sweeping it forward so it's a nice gradient blend. It doesn't look like a harsh line. I just love also these shadows just apply so well with a brush. Like, a lot of metallic shadows, you know, you need help. Like, either a setting spray, you gotta apply with your finger, or you just need special care, and it's like, it's so frustrating. I love when a shadow just works and you don't have to do anything special to it, and you can use a brush with it, because I hate using my fingers. Alright, so now I do want to just bring a little bit more of that green shade, Sour Apple, just like slightly out here, because I don't want to lose it. I'll just make a little bit more of a gradient in there with it. So I'm just going to kind of pat it down in there, I think. Alright, so now I do want to add some glitter. I want to make this a glitter cut crease, and I think that'll be a really nice way to kind of not fix, but make this cut crease look a little bit better, because it is like I feel like kind of a weird contrast between these two colors, and I just feel like this will be really pretty. So I'm going to be using the Urban Decay Heavy Metal Glitter Liner in the shade Glam Rock, and I'm just going to line that right where I got the cut crease. Alright, here's what we got going on so far. I don't think it looks perfect, but it'll do. I do like the way it's looking. I am going to go ahead and add some winged liner, since I am being so stinking extra with this look. And for that, I'm just going to be using my stamp liner, and I'm going to be using two liners actually. I'm going to be using the Ciate Linen Stamp and Drag just for the stamp, and then to like finish lining, I'm going to be using this Black Magic Liquid Liner from Eyko London. I'm probably just going to speed right through that, since it's kind of a boring step. And I can't really talk while I'm doing this, so. Let's go ahead and move on to the lower lash line. For that, I do want to add a little bit more of the green shade Sour Apple, like down here. And I think I'm just going to go ahead and do the blue, and then the pinker, the Cherry Limeade shade. And I'll just skip out the Dark Cherry shade, that purple one, because I think with the blue, it'll just, it'll make that kind of a purpley shade anyways. I swear there's a spot right here where it seems like color does not want to stay right there. I don't know what the deal is. That's kind of like where my outer tear duct is a little bit, like in it. Does anybody else have that, or is that just me? I feel like it indents right there, like farther out than just my eye. It's kind of super weird, but it doesn't always give me difficulties, but sometimes it does. Like right now it is. What do you guys think about the way this is coming out? I think it turned out really, really pretty. Very, very extra, but I like it. I'd love to know what you guys would have done with this color palette that we got. How smooth that went on. It's just so pretty. So pigmented and beautiful. I love this. Okay, let me grab that other brush with Cherry Limeade and run that in the inner corner. And just kind of sweep it back into the blue. Oh, that's a pretty combo. I don't know if I'm loving the way it is like right here in the very, very inner like tear duct area. I feel like that's a little bit too dark. After I do the rest of my face, I may add a different color in that's not in our chosen colors, because I think that's totally fine to do as long as you use the colors in your palette. You can add others in, I think. Oh my god, I kind of look crazy right now, but that's how it is with all of my looks. You guys know, if you've been here long enough, you know that my looks always look crazy until the very end. We wrap it up and put it together, and then it turns out and it's like, whoa, okay. But anyways, yeah, that's gonna be kind of it for the eyes. I'm gonna go ahead and do the rest of my face off camera. You guys, I am back, and I want to add a little pop of highlight to my inner corner with this palette. And I think for that, I'm gonna be using the shade Coconut Milk here, and I'm just gonna take it on a synthetic brush right here. This is from Beauty Junkies, and just put like a decent amount to my inner corner. Okay, I like the way this is looking. I'm kind of sweeping it back to cover up a little bit of that pink, because I just feel like the pink was just a little bit too much right there. This is not like, well, not really covering it up, it's just brightening it up a little bit. Oh, much better. Alright, you see how that just brightens up the look so much more? I just didn't like the darkness there. Anyways, for liner, I'm going to go ahead and use this Urban Decay 24/7 Glide On Eye Pencil in the shade Deep End, which is kind of like this turquoisey blue. Alright, now I'm going to go ahead and apply the Pure Cosmetics lashes in the style Bombshell. Alright, so I'm going to go ahead and zoom in so you guys can get a close-up look at the details of this look and how it all came together. I would love to know what you guys think of this look. I definitely feel like it's a step out of my comfort zone, but in the best way possible. I've been wanting to play with more colors and just do things that's not so neutral and boring, and I just love this so much. I love this palette, and I love the way this look turned out. I'd love to know what you guys think. And then for lips, I did keep that pretty boring as usual. I thought about doing like a bright pink lip or something, but I don't know, I just wasn't feeling it. I'm just not in the mood for lipstick, so I did just put on a clear gloss. I'm using the Hard Candy Plumping Serum lip gloss, and so just kept it really, really simple. And yeah, that is it for this look. Really love the way it turned out. So excited to see what Alexandria did and to watch her videos. So anyways, with that being said, I just want to say thank you so much to Alexandria for doing this collab with me and suggesting this palette. I had so much fun. If you guys enjoyed this video, be sure to give it a thumbs up, leave a comment letting me know your thoughts, and please do not forget to head on over to Alexandria's channel and show her some love. If you are new to her channel, be sure to let her know that I sent ya. And if you are new here from Alexandria's channel, welcome. I'm so thankful you are here, and thank you so much for heading on over and checking out my channel. I do hope you guys enjoyed. Please feel free to leave a comment introducing yourself. I would love to get to know you more. But with all that being said, I just want to thank you so much for watching, and until next time, much love and hugs to you. Bye, beauty babes. Mwah!